Welcome to Easy Cooking, a way to be sharing my less complicated recipes, easy and less time consuming. Let's start with the ingredients. So here I have 1 large onions, I have 2 tomatoes, I have green cilantro, some cheese, I have this is coriander powder. For people who don't have coriander powder at home, you can easily get the coriander seeds and make it into a powder. And then we have 2 eggs, and I have my tofu. I have some ketchup, I have salt, I have olive oil. If you don't have olive oil, you can easily use normal oil. There is no must that you have to use olive oil. And now the tofu, I have it wrapped in a kitchen towel because I want the excess water to drain out. Now we add our olive oil to a pan and wait for it to heat. Once our oil is heated, we add in our chopped onions. I have added chopped chilies in it, small quantity because we eat less chilies, but people who like to eat more chilies can obviously here put according to their taste the amount of chilies that you like. At this point I add in some Himalaya salt. I use the pink Himalaya salt, but again that's up to each one. Now we let our onions to be cooked on medium flame. We try not to cook it too much because we don't want it overcooked. We want that crunchiness, we want that freshness. So just a 3-4 minutes stir and that is done. So our onions are done and we want this translucent color. We don't want it very cooked. And now we shall add the tomatoes. Now we're going to let the tomatoes cook for about 5 to 6 minutes. It's been 5 minutes now and we have our tomatoes quite well cooked, and you can see that they have softened and we don't have the onions overdone, nor are they very brown, because that's what we want. We want the crispiness. We don't want to lose the crispiness from the onions, so we have it perfectly done. And now is when we add the cilantro. And now we add the coriander powder. Now the tofu that we had it wrapped in the kitchen towel, we have taken out all the excess water and we have mashed it properly, and we shall now be adding that into our mixture. We mix this well and we leave it to cook for another 5 to 7 minutes. So it's been 5 to 7 minutes and this is how it looks. It's been cooking well, it's dried up, we have all the excess water dried, and that's what we want. We don't want excess water, it has to all dry up. So now I add in some ketchup to give it some tangy flavor. Now that our mixture is cooked and made, we keep it aside, we take it out of the flame and we add in our eggs. Adding the eggs to the mixture, we leave a small amount for the end. Now we mix this properly and we shall transfer this into our baking dish. I have now transferred this into a baking dish. If you can see, I don't have a very thick layer. I don't want it very thick. A lot of people make it very thick and I somehow feel that it changes the taste. You have to use a dish according to the quantity you have to avoid it very thick. And now I add in the leftover egg that we had separated. I'm going to be applying that on top. Leftover egg that we had separated, I'm going to be applying that on top. The reason I do this is because I want a nice color and a nice crispiness, and the egg gives it. So we add that egg on top. And then we add the cheese. Now a lot of people who are vegan and who don't eat egg can always use a vegan cheese and replace the egg with the cheese. Or if you don't have grated cheese at home and you only want to use egg, you can also omit the cheese. So there is no a must rule that you have to use cheese or you have to use egg. You can either use both or either one. Adding in some ketchup, and this is ready to be baked right in the oven. Happy cooking!